Welcome back. As promised, we have an amazing lady, a mother, advocate of mental health, who is very passionate about all matters that, affect women in general and also moms. And today the topic is a bit different because we're talking about moms, and especially stay-at-home moms, or those women who feel like they're not good enough to not be career women and choose to raise their kids. But before that, I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Thank you so much for having me, Maureen. Hi, Zara. My name is Catherine Jero. I am a mother, a wife,
Yes.
God's child,
Yes.
a mental health advocates. We call ourselves therapeutic psychologists.
Yes.
And I am so happy to be here today so that you can be able to share
Absolutely.
and enlighten others out there.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you so much for joining us. Sarah, as well, I know it's not easy, especially to leave your babies behind. I remember you were telling me my son was like, Mommy, where are you going today? And you had to tell him, I got business to do. Somebody else is going to pick you up from school.
Yeah.
Are you relieved that they're back to physical school?
In a way, yes, in a way, no, because when he's not there, you're
Right.
like, the house is quiet.
Yes.
And when he's there, because when the time I pick him up and he comes back home, in like 1 minute, he's going to ruin the house. And you're like, I'd rather you go back to school.
Right. So we miss them and want them there at
Yeah,
the same time.
time.
What about you?
I'm just like her.
Yeah.
I'm happy they're back in school, and at the same time, you're
Yeah.
like, what if they get COVID?
That's the thing.
They're out of the nest.
Yep.
You can't take care of them.
Good one.
So I'm in between, but I am happy he gets to
Yes.
interact with others and all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
anyway, this thing is not going anywhere. So
It does
we
not
can
look
hide
like
them
it
for
is.
so long.
Yes.
Right. And anyway, here the vaccine has
Yeah.
landed.
Exactly.
Catherine, as a practitioner of what you do, I know you've seen so many instances of mom guilt per se.
True.
Like again, Zara and I were saying, hey, you don't get a baby soon enough. You get one, they want another one. You get two who are of the same gender, they want the other gender. you get too many, it never stops for mothers.
Yeah.
So we're always almost forced to subconsciously feel guilty. And especially because every other, the way we are raised, we're taken to school, we're expected to have a career. They watch these lawyers in the movies and doctors, and they tell us, you have to be a lawyer, a doctor, an IT expert. But then they also expect you to be a parent.
Exactly.
And when you're a parent, obviously
Exactly.
in our society as Africa, parenthood lies on mothers. In
Mothers.
fact, there's a saying that a child belongs to the woman.
them, yes,
Right.
totally,
So we
mama.
carry them, we take care of them.
Only when they're good.
Only when they're good.
Sorry,
when
they're
they're
bad.
bad. When they're good,
They're
they're
daddies.
Yeah, or another relative's
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
Anyway, so what is this thing as a society? What can you just give us a picture of how, from your perspective, you see mom guilt, the things that they're taken through, especially when it comes to balancing being a career woman and being a mom, right?
Just like you've put it, like today, I'm experiencing mom guilt because I won't get home when I am supposed to get home or when I usually
Yes.
get home. And like you've said, it's how our society is wired.
Yeah.
Somehow, as a woman, you're expected to balance all these things and be okay,
Yeah.
Our mothers tell us, you're a woman.
Right.
There's nothing you cannot do.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing you cannot go through. You're in pain. A mom is not supposed to sleep.
No.
You're in pain. Who
No.
said? Well,
Yes.
you're the hospital, you're the doctor, you're the injection in your
Right,
house.
right.
Yeah. So basically, that's our society. But nowadays, as women, we're enlightened.
Right.
And I'm
Yes, we
so
are.
proud to say that because, like Zara, for example, she's a stay-at-home mom who is doing something, really out
exactly.
there,
Yes.
So I think I'd encourage people out there, ladies especially, because we are on the receiving end most of the
Absolutely.
times. Just be confident in yourself and know that you're doing, this is do your best and leave the rest to God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, that's just how our society is wired. But now that we are aware, I always ask someone, now that you are aware, what are you doing about it?
What are you doing about
yeah.
it?
So
Right.
we are aware that this is what the society is forcing us to be.
Right.
You know, we are women, we are like that. So it's up to you, the woman, to take care of yourself, to know what you're going to do for yourself, to make you do you.
Absolutely.
In a
yes.
good way.
In a good way.
Yes, yes,
exactly.
yes.
And again, when we were taking the break and I was chatting you up and I said, as a mom, people ask me, how do you balance all these things? How do you, okay, tell us where you take the other 5 hours of your day on top of your 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm very, very intentional about my self-care, which along the way I will share. However, again, as a mental health advocate, what are these things that a mother who is staying at home, other than now the general picture of, you know what, this is my life, I'm going to raise my kids, but now I'm at home and I'm bored because when my child is sleeping, now I don't know what to do with my time. And you know, it becomes a cycle. The more you stay at it, the more you
Idle
sink.
mind.
You sink, exactly. You become idle. You become a center of everything negative. At the same time, there's that desire to do something like what Zara is doing.
Yeah.
She's making, you know, her money, and she does something she loves, and it's her getaway. So what about that other mom who doesn't have the opportunity that Zara has? What can she do as a daily activity that will lessen that burden of being this person who this little person relies on, or these little people rely on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-care, like you said, it's very, very important.
Yes.
And I find like for us moms, we have to be super intentional
Yeah.
about what we want to do with our free time, say for example. First of all, staying at home in itself,
Yeah.
in this society of
Yeah.
ours is,
Yeah.
you know,
It's almost like an acceptable.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So you have that at the back of your mind, but at the same time, you haven't taken up a business like Zara, or you pray, first of all.
Yes.
I find a higher power is your anchor
It's true.
in this life.
It's true.
So pray. That free time you can pray, you can take up reading, you know, be purposeful
Yeah.
about what you're doing.
Absolutely.
If you have OCD, like some of us, and you're a
Yeah.
clean
Yes.
freak, you know,
Clean
just
up.
clean up.
Yes.
If it does that for you,
Yeah.
clean up. Call on the support of your spouse, you know. Let them know when you get home, the babies are yours for the next 2 hours,
true.
you know, for the next 30 minutes, for the next 1 hour. Plan your day.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a mom, don't just start. You don't know where you're going to start. You don't know where you're going to finish.
True.
Plan your day. No, at 1 p.m., the baby takes a nap at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
What am I doing at 1 p.m.? So you'll find that even when you don't have something to generate income, when you keep doing that, when you have a plan, when you've planned your day, when you're intentional about taking care of
Right,
yourself,
right.
you'll find ideas
Yeah.
that you can be able to do while
Exactly.
you're still taking care of your
Exactly.
young ones, of your family. Yeah.
Away from this child.
Yeah.
Or children.
Plan your day.
True.
You know, you'll find that you have an extra 30 minutes somewhere, and you can do something unique. You can do
Right.
you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I promised, I'll share with you. When I got my second born, I was so aware, because with my firstborn I slipped into the worst postpartum depression. I didn't even know about it. I knew about it long after it was almost going away. And this is because I left the house. Now I could go to work and, you know, leave the baby, come back home. No one taught me these things. And so when I got my second born, as soon as I could move around, after about 2-3 weeks, I had a routine, which I still have till now. I'll wake up, I'll take a shower, and also prep baby, you know, breastfeed him and give him out, you know, fresh, everybody fresh, and give him out. And then I would sit, I would put on something very therapeutic. It's either music, prayer,
Yeah.
something that keeps me going, or a show.
yes,
You know, there's something about watching a show or reading a book that keeps you going.
Yes.
Because it finishes. You know, when they make a joke like the series is over, I feel like my life is over. Where do I start? That's when you start searching for others. And it's still
else, yeah.
okay because it's background noise, but it gives you some sort of therapy.
Escape.
Right. Yeah. And then that's how I started doing my makeup, you know, do tutorials for 1 hour. It's me, myself, my whatever. If the baby cries, I'm not touching for just 1 hour. And then now I dress up. And what I would do is, so this is around 9 to 10 in the morning. The weather is really good. Everybody has gone to work. I would put my baby on a stroller, just go for a walk. And so when I'm away, that's when I would let somebody clean up my room because I wouldn't be able to do all these things at that time. Yeah. So even when I come back, the room is fresh and all that. So it's simple things like open the window, take a cup, if you feel like taking a cup.
having a routine.
Exactly, a routine, something to look forward to.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Drink something you like. There's a particular coffee I like and I would take it because, you know, I had to check it with my doctor, like, am I allowed to take this? And it's like, yeah, just as long as you don't go past 200 milligrams. And I felt like till now it was my anchor. And then now the self-care comes later. When my baby was about 3 months old, I was able to have the girlfriends day out, go for dinners, go for that dress up, feel nice. I'll go with my baby. My baby was such an easy baby at that time. So as long as breastfeeds, he's sleeping half of the time or being passed around. There was no corona then, thankfully.
Thank God.
There was no corona. And I felt like it gave me a whole perspective of, you know, when you're out there, you're talking to people, you're able to, again, like you said, generate ideas.
Yes.
And I started generating ideas. And fast forward 2.5 years later, I'm here. You know?
Yeah,
So I think it's also that self-belief. Don't feel sorry for yourself as a mom.
Exactly.
Right? And also be patient with the season.
Yes.
Right? Because I know a lot of moms would struggle with the weight not going away as fast. Again, right? And it actually affects somebody mentally.
It does.
Yeah, but the minute you realize what that body has done,
congratulations,
exactly. You realize 2 little humans live there. You did a whole miracle.
Exactly.
And it's okay. Let your body experience itself. You'll even find yourself not overindulging because, like I told you, girl, chocolates. They were my
kryptonite.
yes, literally, just down and you know. And season, just take your time and definitely, I think what we are not saying enough on this platform is, let's bring in our support system.
Exactly.
Let spouses out there realize that it's okay to be a dad to your kids.
To your children,
Don't have a puppy, you know, puppy owner relationship with your child. Come rub a head and
go
sleep,
away.
you know. Be intentional. Let mama, when you're on your way home, tell her, let me find you ready at the door because I don't want to see you, you know. Get out. I don't care where you're going. Go for a drive, go for a walk if you have to. It's really good. And like you said, sometimes all it takes is that 1 hour, 2 hours. And before you know it, you're quite sane.
You're okay.
And of course, there's a bond, right? Because every child needs a sane mother.
Exactly.
Yes.
Every child, and trust me, the bond we have with our kids is so powerful.
And
I've
it's
seen
more
it.
so when they're young
Mhm.
and you're able to bond with them at that age.
Right.
So you grow with it.
That's the
Because
thing.
with my mom and she used to be very open with me ever since I was young.
Oh.
So our bond till today is like we're very close. So we share with each other
That is
everything and
amazing.
anything.
Yes.
So I always tell my husband,
Yeah.
I'd like to be open with my child,
Like-
so that they're able to like come to you when they have a problem and tell you
Yes.
anything and everything.
Exactly.
Don't push them away.
Yeah.
Be able to be there, support system.
Yeah, be a safe space.
Yes.
Be a safe space.
Yeah.
What about guilt, The guilt, the mom guilt and the non-mom guilt. Again, like in my career, I think I was among the first one to have kids, with my class.
Oh my God, that was the same thing that
Right,
happened
exactly.
during my
Right,
Yeah.
we cleared uni, went to Kenya School of Law. Maureen is here pregnant. And I remember I was judged harshly. I was really judged. And it didn't stop me because obviously I had my self-confidence, but I know of other parents who would not feel the same way. But then there's also now 5 years later, there's a mom out there a career woman,
Who
maybe
now
the same
wants to be in
class,
the
exactly,
same
who is
boat,
being
yeah.
trolled or
Pressured.
guilted because they have not settled down, they're not
Yes.
getting kids. Could you help us balance that for both of those women? Yeah.
What I'd like to tell ladies out there is that our journeys are different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our journeys are different. We are all different individuals. You have different capacities. Remember that.
Yeah.
You're not competing with anyone. And you know, that's the problem with us ladies.
Yeah, yeah.
So and so from my class is doing this. I should
Oh
be
my
doing
God, that
this.
was exactly what happened with me. 'Cause,
Exactly.
I got married and within a year I got my kid.
Yeah.
So all my peers were far off going into their
Ooh,
careers
right.
and mine had halted.
Yeah.
So I always went back to my husband and told him I feel left out.
Yeah.
Like my peers are doing something
Yeah.
and I'm here busy rearing my kid. I want to even be out there. And he always told me that do not compare yourself with somebody else.
That is where
You
we
can
go
be
wrong.
here, but 5 years down the line, you're in a better position than them because when they are now trying to settle down, you're ahead.
Exactly.
You're ahead.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in terms of experience, and there's also an aspect of it's not a rat race. We're not rats.
Exactly. You
There's
said
no
it. You
destination,
said it.
right?
Exactly.
And these are real life experiences
Situations, yeah.
and situations. I could be lucky to meet my sweetheart. Like she met her sweetheart, married him, and he's been
Took off.
everything that a man should be, right? There's another person who will meet their sweetheart and like me, and it just doesn't work out. What will happen? Because for me, there's also that guilt of being a single mom.
Yeah.
Did I rush into it too much? So it's almost like the society is always
Charging
judging
you,
us.
you know.
Exactly, and it's so harsh.
Right.
It is so harsh on
Yeah.
us women. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
They are so quick. The society, we are so quick to pass judgment on
Right.
each other.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I forget that I am also a woman.
It's true.
And whatever you're going through, I can go through.
It's true.
You can go through. You
Yeah.
know, I wish we can always remember that.
Yeah.
I wish we can always remember
Yeah.
that anything can happen. Anything can
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as women, like you have said, we have different destinies.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have different destinies.
Exactly.
You will end up with your sweetheart, spend the rest of your life with them.
Yeah.
I'll spend half life with my husband, you know.
Yeah, I know it's true. Or
Different
you'll meet your
destinies.
sweetheart later.
Later,
Many years
exactly.
later, when you're achieved. That's the
And
thing.
such things have happened.
Yeah, there's no manual for this.
There's no manual for doing
Exactly.
life.
And right now, times have changed. Women are having kids at the age of 50.
Exactly.
Way after their
Exactly.
menopausal days. Because there's technology,
can freeze your
modern
eggs, you
medicine,
know.
right?
Yeah.
And they snap back, because there's this myth, oh, if you get your kids when you're still young, your body's gonna snap. What kind of,
The society
beliefs are
forgets that
these?
you're all created different. You
We
have
are
different
created
body
different.
types. You have
Exactly.
different, hormones. Exactly.
Genetics. And I hear it all the time. We find a mom going like, oh, you have 2 babies. You look like
You don't
this.
look like-
I'm like, how should I look like? Exactly. Or you find someone going like, oh, you're aging well. I'm like, who told you I'm aging?
Gracefully.
I'm just refined. I'm just getting more and more refined. It's almost like we are put on a pedestal of judgment in the worst way possible. And again, it comes down to these mental health issues because, again, for a stay-at-home mom who chose to purposely bring up and raise her kids from home, trying to penetrate back to her career, it's almost impossible.
Difficult,
yes.
Because then you go back and you're told,
Where were you
you
these 10
all
years?
this time? I was a stay-at-home mom, and you'll be looked at. You're like,
Oh yeah. So what's your experience?
Yes.
Oh my God, I wish they can ask me that.
What will you
I have a
tell
lot
them?
to
I would
say.
like to tell them all
Oh,
the
I have a lot to
experiences
say.
I had.
Yes, exactly. I'm like,
Because that's not
yes,
just an experience. That's
yes,
also
superwoman.
that's also life-changing.
Exactly.
You know?
You're basically.
Yeah.
I find a stay-at-home mom gets it rough.
Yeah.
As compared to this woman who will wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
go to work, come
Yeah.
back in the evening.
Be wife, mommy again.
Exactly.
In the morning.
Exactly, because wewe unafanyanga nini? You know, you only wake up,
Sleep.
and we all know that staying at home.
It's, oh, there's a joke. There's a joke. So there was this man who kept complaining, you know, my wife, I leave her in the morning and I come back home and I find the house is not clean and everything is all over the place. And I think, I don't know whether it was a prayer or he met the genie, but then the person was like, hey, would you like to be her for a day?
Change places.
Right? Do you want to switch places? And he said, sure, what is so hard about it? And it happened, and he cleaned the whole day, and every time he clean, the kids will make the house dirty. So by evening he was like, yo, I can't do this anymore. I want to go back and I'm going to appreciate her. So whoever was doing the magic told him, I'm sorry, you actually got pregnant last night. So,
oh Lord.
so you have 9 more months
To deal with it.
to deal with this. This is a joke, purposely a joke, but the truth is we can never underestimate what moms do at home. I will never judge a mother who has a dirty home.
Never.
Especially with toddlers. Don't look at me and see a very clean,
There's a
grey,
joke of
white.
where
Right.
do not expect the house to be clean when you have toddlers.
No,
Never.
you do not.
Never.
When? How? They are little hurricanes. They you know. And anyway, but they're very interesting too because.
And we love them.
Yes.
They're ours. We love them so much.
And anyway, and it's part of growing. And
It
they
is.
say we spend our lives telling them, don't do that, don't come into my room, don't make the house dirty, da, da, da. And then the day they leave that home, when they go off to college,
Exactly.
you're like, oh my goodness, I miss all that. I miss them making the house dirty. I miss them doing all that. And I think the most important takeaway home today is let's stop with the judgment. Let's stop with the
Exactly.
stigma. Let's support that woman who is doing the most amazing job in the world
Raising these
for
little
free.
humans, yeah.
For free. And it is. And also because it's a sacrifice.
It is.
Let's celebrate them. For those who are not the mothers and you're around those mothers, let's support them.
Support
and
them.
also mental
Challenge,
health
allow them
and
to challenge.
and to challenge, exactly.
This year's theme for
Yeah.
International Women's Day is to challenge.
Right,
Yeah, so
exactly.
allow them to challenge inequality and biasness
Yes.
in the workforce,
Yes.
in the house
Right,
arena,
right.
and in society in general. So
Nice.
let them try and fight for what they believe in. If they want to,
Absolutely.
if they want to lead, if they want to be a stay-at-home mom and do
Yes, yes.
something and be independent,
Right.
provide them with that, you know, that venue.
The venue.
I'd even like the government to come forth and provide,
yes. Oh, yes.
you know, institutions
Yeah.
which allow for such women, you know, to grow and to nurture their abilities.
Absolutely. And as it should be, plus also places of work. Let's be more accommodative. And I think Corona should have taught us something.
It has,
You
it
know,
should, by the way.
because especially in Kenya, if you're not showing up at work at 8 and leaving at 6, you're not working hard
You're
enough.
not.
But then it showed us that the economy can move.
You can work remotely.
You can work
don't
remotely.
have to be present.
Oh,
you know?
yes. By the way, you know what happened? So in between, you know, living my legal career and where I am today, I worked again at an office for a year and a half. And so I worked for a few months and I found out I was pregnant. I went for maternity leave and after 3 months I had to go back. You know what happened the first day? I showed up with my child. Oh yes,
Okay.
and I told them the baby's quiet, I'm gonna work. And so I had to negotiate a way out and I told them, look, why don't you allow me to work from home and then let me come in at least twice a week. I'll come for our
Wow.
meetings. Let's do everything on phone. After all, I'm available.
Exactly.
Everything is online.
Yes.
Can you allow me to do that? And it was a bit difficult. There was a big pull and push. Eventually they said, okay, if that's what's going to make you productive, so be it. So I think for employers out there
They
who
need to
discourage,
embrace
exactly,
that.
they won't give women promotions because first of all, they'll look at you, this girl, She called us for her wedding the other day.
Yes.
That means there are 2-3 babies on the way.
On the way.
For the next few years.
They look at your age and they
Right.
start guessing she's
Yeah.
of childbearing
Yes,
age.
yes.
So
there will be an inconvenience somewhere.
exactly, to the rest of the team,
Right.
apparently.
So I think it's wrong that we sacrifice for one thing over the other.
Yeah.
Because what if I'm a single mom? Do I have the privilege to be a stay-at-home
You
mom?
do not have. In Kenya, you
Probably
don't.
not.
In Kenya, you do not
Exactly.
have. Yeah.
So I'm going to give you an opportunity to give your parting shot, you know, as a mother who is doing what she's doing and also taking care of herself and changing the narrative. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, my take would be for the people who are stay-at-home moms, do not like doubt yourself.
Yes.
You're a stay-at-home mom, yes, but you have all the power. You're the manager of everything. The house,
Yes.
the child,
Yes.
and eventually your husband. So you have
Absolutely.
more power.
Yes.
So be true to yourself. If you want to do something, set your mind to it.
Yes.
And try and achieve it. If you do not have the support,
Yes.
go out there, look for support, look for friends, family members, even your spouse. Ask them to help you, to guide you,
Yeah.
you know, to be able to achieve your day-to-day,
Absolutely.
you know, doings.
Yeah.
If you want to overcome that postpartum depression, because we all go through it. Even I went through it, and there was a time where I felt like I wanted to just scream into a pillow,
Yeah.
throw everything down, and just, you know, leave my child and go away. It had reached a point where
Yeah.
I felt I was all alone. There's like no one, you know, supporting me. So reach out to even a health facility where there are counselors who
Oh,
can
yes.
talk to you,
Oh, yes.
provide you with means to go about your day-to-day, you know, routine.
Activities.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
provide you with self-care,
Yeah.
you know, activities.
Yeah.
You can go out, take a jog,
Yeah.
run, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
to be able to bring that mental, you know, self, you know, care to stability to you.
Absolutely.
Take up classes like yoga and all these things which help you. Maybe if you cannot afford, go out for a walk. It's
Online.
free.
Yeah, there's
you know?
so many things online. you know?
Do something online, listen to music. Nowadays there's even something called read a story, where you can read a story to somebody online and you get paid for it.
Oh wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so
looking for
something
ways to
like
make more
Kindle,
money.
something like Kindle or all
Right,
these things.
right.
Sign up for those things where it's something that it's free. It's just your word of mouth. You
Right.
know, at the end of the day, you get paid for it. You know, do
Nice.
something that will be able to. You feel your self-worth. You know, at the
Absolutely.
end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Zara, and for all your wisdom. And for the chocolates, I've already decided they're mine.
They are actually for you.
Oh wow, thank you. I think the boys are gonna love them. I'm really trying to be fit.
That's nice.
Catherine, your parting shot?
First of all, mom, mother to be, wife, husband, father to be,
Yes.
you are doing just fine. You do not need to be perfect.
Yes.
The children are well fed, clean food, good food, they are asleep. Take a rest, you know, take a deep breath, relax.
Yep.
You do not have to do it all at the same time. You do
Yeah.
not have to be perfect. Number one. Number two, be aware of your surroundings.
Yes.
Remember that there are so many challenges out there and you cannot face them all and you cannot help everyone.
True.
Exactly. Be aware of your surrounding. Number three, communicate with your support system. If
Yeah.
it is your spouse, tell them,
Yeah.
excuse me, honey, I need a break.
True.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
If it is your friends, come stay with my baby for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm coming back. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
communicate. Tell them that this is what I am going through and this is what, it is okay to want a break from your children.
Yes.
It is very
There's
much okay. It
nothing
is
wrong with that.
allowed. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do that. We have allowed you to do that. And number four, let us not judge. You do not know my journey. You do not know Zara's journey. You do not know Maureen's journey. Do not judge.
Yeah.
Just live and let live.
Live and
That's
let
all.
live.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you so
Wow.
Oh my God, that was
Yes.
the quote I just posted, I think last
No
week on
way.
my page.
Live.
And I was like, live and let live.
Yeah,
Live and let live.
Don't judge people
Don't judge.
without knowing what they're actually going through.
Absolutely.
Because your journey can be it's a totally different journey from
Exactly.
somebody
Exactly.
else's journey.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, guys, such a nice high end of this program today. Live and let live, because you do not know what journey a person is taking.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because we also find that women tend to judge their fellow women,
Very harsh.
where else we can be a force to be reckoned with. We can support our own, and also the society needs to chill because there is no a particular manual about a person's career path. I could be a lawyer, a high-flying advocate of the High Court right now, and I'm not a mom, and you'd still be on my neck.
Exactly.
I'm a mom, I'm not practicing law, and still I feel it on my neck. What about the other mom out there who is not empowered? What about the other mom out there who doesn't have a support system? Also, it's okay not to be okay. So whenever you need help, whenever you need anything, I really love online because you can always Google for support groups near you, and there are very many, only that they do not have platforms that are screaming in your faces, but they're always there. Take use and make good use of that platform, and also on the same note, find out about things that you like so that you can work on your mental health and take care of your babies. What you're doing as a stay-at-home mom is the best job in the world, and it will pay extremely well in the future. For now, take care of yourself. Well, Tomoka Kofi Anana Center, thank you so much for having us. Thank you, Adoreware, for making me look adorable. And I hope to catch you next week at the same time, same place, as we discuss more on matters parenthood with our experts, and as we tackle these challenges one at a time. Have a good night and see you next week.